Hello, folks. This is going to be quite the show. You know, I think this is going to be one that I don't think many are prepared for. I don't think many know how to react. I'm certainly here to do this review, but I am genuinely like, I'm not sure how this is going to go. If I'm being truly honest, I do not know how this show is going to go today. Like, this is one of the biggest shocks of all time. Like, I think there should be no mistreating of someone. Like, yes, people have split opinions on wrestling. People have split opinions on life. People have split opinions on like how the world works. And yes, people do genuinely hate other human beings. It's life. You know, like I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. All right, like I refuse to be a hypocrite. If I've said it so many times on this channel, and I can't all of a sudden like lie, you know, like exactly how I felt about Hulk Hogan. Fletch, Bleach, you've all watched this channel for a long time. Catherine, you've watched this channel for a long time. Zodiac, you've watched this channel for a long time. James knows me that well. He knows how I felt about Hulk Hogan. Glenn as well, you know. Abu, if anyone that knows exactly how I felt about Hulk Hogan, it's Abu. Right? I'm not gonna become a hypocrite. Right? Did I like Hulk Hogan as a wrestler? No. Did I admire Hulk Hogan's wrestling style? Hell no. Do I respect what he brought to the industry? Yes. Do I acknowledge his impact on the business from the 80s onwards to modern day culture? Yes. Did I wish death upon him? 100% no. Absolutely not. I'm not gonna all of a sudden say, oh yeah, I'm Hulk Hogan's biggest fan. I'm not gonna lie. No. I absolutely. Hold on. Hold on. Trust me. I'm being truthful. You're gonna see something in a second. Don't mince words. You do not always have to be a fan of someone. You do not have to be a fan of someone to not pay respect. I'm going to prove a point right now. I'm about to prove a very important point. I put up a post on my. I put a post up on the channel's TikTok page after I did the YouTube short, right? And I've said it's same as before. Like, my feelings on Hulk Hogan as a wrestler are totally different to Hulk Hogan the person. But a person has died. A family has lost their dad, their husband, relatives. That's been lost. Catherine is completely spot on. You separate the person from the character. You separate the impact from the reality. You do that and you recognize cultural impact. This is not me being abusive. This is not me being. This is not me tearing him down for what he does. No, not the slightest. Because if I did that, I would have done the exact same thing for other people that I absolutely hated. And that's the reality. Like, truth be told, he was not my favorite wrestler. But he has an impact on the business that I actually love, and I actually admire and respect some of the things he brought to the business. There's a reality, and then there's an impact, and then there's a certain means of visualization and seeing the truth. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to pay real respect to Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea. So here's the mannerism. Have I just buried Hulk Hogan's career? No. Have I just disrespected the man? No. But you know who has? These people right here. See the difference? 900 and, well, it said 989 views. Hold on. Let me just refresh it. 1,014 views that I did in tribute to Hulk Hogan. But apparently I hate the man. But these are all my Hulk Hogan edits. But here's the funny thing. I can separate my opinions from someone that absolutely hates him, but there's somebody here that actually said good that he's dead. There's somebody said about damn time, and then the exact response was real. And there's actually somebody who responded to my post. I've not actually seen this, but they said rest in hell. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to do that. Like, it's absolutely disgusting. Those are people I'm going to call out. Because that's not what I do. I pay respect to, no matter how it goes, no matter how I feel about the person. I come in here and I do the right thing. So, why all of a sudden is it wrong for what I've just said? Why is that a reason for someone just to go, "Oh, I'm out of here," or you should know better? I've actually paid respect, and I'm not even done yet. I'm not done. Look at look at Hogan's career. AWA, the territories. You've got WWF before it became the WWF. And you've got a slight period in the NWA. Hogan did all that, building himself up, becoming what he was, and he then becomes the biggest signing that Vince McMahon ever made. Vince McMahon Jr., I may add. And then you've got the growth of the man. Yeah, he did wrestle in Japan. I'm coming to that. Don't worry. He becomes the symbol of. He becomes the symbol of 80s wrestling, the polar opposite to what has already been going on in the 80s. The mannerisms of what Hulk brought to the business is different. Hulk Hogan wasn't the most supremely talented wrestler in the world. It's not an insult to say this. No. I'm fine if he says that. I don't mind if he says that. As long as he's not being abusive to anyone in the chat, I don't care. Like you look at Hogan, and it's not a. This is not an insult. Hulk Hogan was not the most supremely talented wrestler in the world. It wasn't. All he could do was a couple of moves. But he was, if you really want to be honest, he was wrestling's greatest showman. I don't think anybody could ever put on a show like Hulk Hogan. If you really deep it, Hulk Hogan symbolized the biggest, like, one of the biggest words in wrestling that really matters most. When you think of the word marquee, he was one of the names on the marquee, if not the name. You didn't go to see Hogan on a TV taping. I still think wrestling's biggest draw is Stone Cold, but Hulk Hogan is just behind him. If I'm being honest, I think Stone Cold's still the wrestling's biggest draw. But then it's Hogan. But Hogan was marquee. And when you went to see Hogan, you knew that you were going to get the Hogan special. But it still sent you home happy. And that ran for 8 years. 8.5, 9 years. It ran all the way through. If I would say third biggest will have to be The Rock in terms of the draw. Well, it depends, because when you're looking at the biggest death since Bruno, why are you all of a sudden saying that? Like, are you forgetting like the death of Andre in 1993? Are you forgetting the death of Piper, Warrior, Savage, Mr. Wonderful? Like, there's an impact, there's an element, you know? I think to say, oh, it's the biggest death since whomever, it shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be saying that. We should be saying this is a tragedy, regardless. We shouldn't be saying, oh, yeah, it's the biggest death since who knows what, because that's point scoring. We should be saying this is an impact on the business itself. Because here's the funny thing, and this is not funny as in a mockery of Hogan. This is actually the funny thing. Hogan's gone now. What do you think is going to instantly happen next? And this is not like a disrespect or anything, but what do you think is immediately going to happen next now that Hogan has died? No, it's okay. It's okay. You know what's going to happen now? People are now all of a sudden going to start saying, who's the next Hulk Hogan? Who's going to follow in that means? Because that's the wrong way to do it. It's going to be, okay, what's next? Who's next? And it's not who's next to pass away. We don't want that. What I'm saying is, who's next? Who's going to be the next Hogan? And people are going to forget. I guarantee you, within, say, this time next week, we're going to see, within the next week, we are going to see so many people say, who's the next Hulk Hogan? Who's going to have the next Hogan Andre moment? Who's going to have the next big blockbuster impact on the business? I guarantee you, instead of the words, we should be remembering the legend of that is Hulk Hogan. But let's run through some great moments. Let's run through some great Hogan moments. And yeah, it is a brutal week from 80s stars. It absolutely is. Let's have a look at some great Hogan moments. So Hogan won his first world championship in the infamous Madison Square Garden from the Iron Sheik in 1984. Hogan reigns supreme for 4 years, 1984 to 1988. He headlines the first WrestleMania as WWE champion, teaming up with Mr. T against, well, another fallen but amazing legend, Rowdy Roddy Piper, and his infamous cronies. Because that's literally what I used to call them when I first watched this match, his infamous cronies. They would win. The year later, WrestleMania is a two nation stage. Yep, hot rod indeed. WrestleMania 2 is spread across 2 cities for the first time. Why don't they talk about Roddy Piper anymore? Because Roddy Piper was too serious for these people. Roddy was too serious for them, which is a sad reality. WrestleMania 2, Hogan main events the show again. So many things wrong in the world. So many things wrong. Hogan main events the championship bout at WrestleMania 2 against another legend, God rest his soul, King Kong Bundy. Hogan would win the match and he would infamously get his hands on another legend, for me, the greatest manager in the business of all time, Bobby the Brain Heenan. Thus, the long-running feud of people need to realize one thing, and this is actually true. It wasn't the matches say Hogan versus Bundy, Hogan versus Andre, then Hogan versus Andre, Saturday Night's Main Event 88. Then it's Hogan versus Andre at WrestleMania 4. Then it's DiBiase and Andre versus Hogan and Savage at SummerSlam, the very first SummerSlam of like 1988. What do they all have in common? What do all those matches have in common? I don't want to have any of the whole innocent or guilty or any of that crap in the chat. I don't want to go through that. Please, no. No, Vince. And yes, Vince is there, but I mean, who is present at all of those matches? Like, who is a mainstay in those matches? No, there's so many. Hundreds. But that's not what this show is about. But who was involved in practically all of Hogan's matches at that point in the main event scene? Who was that one constant? I gave you a clue. I said his name about 3.5 minutes ago. Spot on, Maria. Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bobby the Brain is, in my opinion, Hogan's greatest rival. Not Rock. Not Sting. Not Vince. Not Goldberg. Not Mr. Wonderful Porn Orndorff. Not Andre, God rest his soul too. For me, Hulk Hogan's greatest ever rival was Bobby Heenan. Because it was literally Hogan versus the Heenan family. Every time. It was Hogan. They were rivals. You can't say they're not. He helped build them, but they were still rivals. But Bobby was the one. Bobby was the mainstay. And if you want further proof, just look at when Bobby became a fucking commentator. Every time Hogan got in the ring or Hogan was on TV, Bobby berated that man like it was a Sunday dinner. Hogan's chest he considers the turkey, so he berates that because it's not as big as his muscles, like in the 24-inch pythons. 24-inch pythons are his roast potatoes, and then his head is the vegetables. Bobby could find any reason just to shit on Hulk Hogan. Even the same with the late great Iron Sheik. They all find ways, and it works. And that's transcendent impact, because people still talk about Bobby and The Rock, Bobby and Hogan. The Rock, to be fair, also has another part to this, but it's a special one. But yeah, his head was the vegetables. Mushed. Greater rival, Piper, Andre, or Macho Man? For me, it's Piper. It has to be Piper. There was real hatred, more hatred than what Macho Man felt. Yeah, it was a special rivalry for sure. Fuji threw salt in everyone's faces. If you don't ask, you don't get, is pretty much what he does. But that's an impact that will never be stopped, you know? That's something that will never be forgotten. Now, Hogan, obviously, he loses the title at Saturday Night's Main Event in front of a record crowd, 33 plus million. Yep, it is a. You wouldn't get away with it now, but it definitely was legendary. That's for sure. You would never be able to get away with that now. They did build WrestleMania on Hogan, and that's for sure. Sergeant Slaughter was a rival. Glenn, we don't know yet. The match hasn't begun. I don't think Piper ever wanted to be a world champion. I think Piper was happily content with what he could do. And the Intercontinental title, the tag titles, and the US title, I think that was all Piper would ever want. I know. That's what I loved about it. I mean, Dr. Davis Schultz like, there's a different thing on him, but that's Sergeant Slaughter's a good guy as well. He's a bit of a strange guy, but he's a nice guy. Hogan would win. I think it's still going to continue. Real American freestyle wrestling will still go on. But I think the reason they brought in Kurt Angle might be that they knew something was wrong with Hogan. I don't want to put that as a horrible speculation, but I think Kurt will now be the main. He will now be one of the main parts alongside Bischoff. If you, in my honest opinion, I think Kurt will now step up a little bit more, and I think that's a real important point, and it makes a lot of sense. Hulk Hogan versus the Genius. The Genius was so underrated as a manager. Hogan would become the first man to win the Royal Rumble back to back. He would headline the first 9 WrestleManias, to which he would be a 5-time WWE champion. Hogan, in his entirety of his first run, would never be a tag team champion, despite being in several high profile tag team matches. He main evented the Sky Dome, Madison Square Garden. He would eventually main event the Tokyo Dome. He main evented Atlanta Superdome. When he was in WCW, he would go to WCW. He would hold the WCW World Heavyweight Championship, the longest and the second longest. Like, crazy thing, the 2 longest reigns in the lineage of the WCW title under the WCW name. Hulk Hogan has that 459 days and 360 something like that. Like, his 2 title reigns are close or over 800 days. He would obviously leave the WWE following King of the Ring 1993, where he lost the belt to Yokozuna. He does have a lot of horrors. Like, we all know that there's the infamous scene where he did ruin The Undertaker when he claimed that he broke his neck, which we all found out was bullshit. Like, Hogan does have his detractors. Let's be honest, he does have some detractors. But he still gave people memorable moments. To be honest, I don't think anyone could elevate Bill Goldberg, including Broken Glass. Hogan would leave the WWE in 1993. He would debut in WCW in the springtime, as Tony Schiavone would say, the springtime of 1994, and change the face of wrestling forever. Starrcade, 1997. Hogan would debut at Bash at the Beach. And of course, this is where his record title reign began, because obviously it was title versus career. WCW were in effectively pulling good stuff, but they were in the mud in terms of not making money. But they had some good talent. They were putting on good shows. They were just not getting into the black. They were in the red. It was by this point where obviously Hogan is slendered down. We all know obviously he was part of the steroid scandal. He was taking steroids. Everyone knows this. It's not like it's a knock on him. But even without them, he was still a big guy. Hogan would absolutely tear apart Ric Flair. He would obviously main event the first ever episode of Nitro in 1995 against another legend that everybody knows, Ray Taylor, obviously better known to WWE fans as Big Boss Man. He would then square off against Lex Luger. He would eventually, as we know, lose the title in 1995 to the Giant, to which point a never-ending feud of Hogan versus the Dungeon of Doom, God almighty, this fucking feud was horrible, would culminate in the electric chair big cage match. Hogan, Savage, and Sting versus the entire Dungeon of Doom. Absolutely horrible match, but with Hogan in it, at least it works. Hogan would infamously have his famous mustache shaved off. At this point, he would start to don the black. For the first time, you get a feeling something's changing. Remember, the WCW crowds caught on faster than WWE crowds. Like, they were more mature. They caught on quickly. They were starting to hate the red and yellow. It was, quote unquote, it was passe. It was time to move on from the red and black. The red and yellow. Sorry, Hulkamania was pretty much becoming like, just go, die, get rid. (1996) Hogan, throughout the year, still doing Hogan stuff. We get, obviously, post WrestleMania 12 for the WWE. Hogan has a limited schedule, so he does appear only 4 pay-per-views a year. Hogan would become involved in the infamous Who's the Third Man storyline between the Outsiders, Nash and Hall, versus WCW. The formation of the NWO when Hogan hits the atomic leg drop on Savage. Yeah, it's one of the best lines of all time. Social media is slaughtering. They're slaughtering him for saying that one line. Please tell me you're joking. Oh, it's gold. Too sweet. Hogan would regain the championship after joining the NWO for the first time in well over a year. He would regain the title at Hog Wild. He would defeat the Giant, ending the Giant's second reign as champion. And then he would infamously spray NWO on the title belt, declaring it the NWO World Championship, and then begins the reign of hell. It was an absolute game changer, and it's still the best heel turn of all time. It is. I don't ever dispute that. It's the greatest heel turn of all time. He's not wrong though. What Bleach has said is true. There are a lot of people that are all over social media, like because Hogan's now dead, they are shouting "fuck Hogan, fuck Hogan." They are saying that, and they want to be violent towards his dead body. I've seen a few. He's not wrong. He's not saying that to be harsh, however. He's speaking the truth. People are saying this. Sting, Macho Man, and Lex Luger. And obviously he gets taken out. Hogan would encounter a blast from the past leading up to Starrcade 1996, where he would wrestle Rowdy Roddy Piper, and he would lose to Piper at the hands of the sleeper hold. They would then have a rematch for the World Championship. In the Friday 1997, Hogan would hold the title Again, this is a second longest title reign in history of WCW. Hogan would hold the title all the way up to the summer. He would drop it to Lex Luger and then regain it. Well, he would drop on a Monday Nitro and he would regain it less than a week later on pay-per-view. And then he would obviously hold the title up to Starrcade. At this point in time, Hogan is still building for Sting. He's building up the whole feud himself. It's actually really good work from Hogan. Hogan and Sting would then wrestle on the first episode of Thunder. They would wrestle on Dynamite, on Nitro. Title match. They would go all the way to Super Brawl. And it does form a strong main event there where obviously he gets screwed. He gets screwed by Randy Savage. Of course, they're in a massive feud together because obviously the control of the NWO is at stake. We then get in a steel cage match. We get in a big steel cage main event. At Uncensored, we get Hogan versus Macho Man. Hogan would win. Spring Stampede. Macho Man would win the title from... literally, he would win the title from Sting. Hogan would then reclaim the title for the third time. And he would hold it all the way up to Atlanta's Nitro when he lost the belt to Goldberg. For me, it's Sunny. Hogan would obviously, after this, he would start to depart a little bit from WCW. In storyline, he wants to become the President of the United States, which is absolutely funny. Hogan would leave, start his petitional career, his political career, I should say. Goldberg would lose the title to Nash at Starrcade 1998. Hogan would then return. He would then, we all know the finger poke of doom, he would win the title January 4th, 1999, become champion for a fourth time. He would then lose it at Uncensored to Ric Flair in a barbed wire steel cage match, which was a first blood that didn't go well as a botch ending. Because Hogan actually technically wins that match, but, well, when you're the storyline president, of course you're going to win and end up in a nut house. The Wolfpack of Mass Destruction, NWO Hollywood, split of 1998, would eventually come back together in 1999. Macho Man would win the title again. Hogan is on hiatus. Hogan would then return on the Nitro following the Great American Bash. Hold on. No, my mistake. Slamboree. No, hold on. I'm right. Nash versus Piper. Yeah, Great American Bash. Hogan would return. Infamous Voodoo Child would go off throughout the arena. Hogan would challenge Savage and then defeat Savage for the championship. This is Hogan's sixth and final championship run in WCW, which he would hold all the way to Fall Brawl. He would then lose to Sting. Who do you trust? Do you trust Hogan? Do you trust Sting? Do you trust Luger? Crazy run. Hogan would drop the black and white tights and he would redon the red and yellow to a mask pop. One of the biggest pops of 1999 is Hogan returning to the red and yellow. This would run all the way to 2000, which was a horrible shite. No, guy, wait, no. We're not even at that. What the hell are you talking about? I'm not talking about 2000. I'm not at that part yet. I'm doing my full review. And I think it's easy to guess who that was, Glenn. Hogan, obviously, in this time, he would put over DDP as a legit fan favourite. It was Hogan that suggested DDP do the figure four leg lock round the post. Hogan would then obviously go and get knee surgery. He had a match, eventually had a match with Brett. So much crap at that point. 2000, Hogan would be involved in the revamped WCW under Bischoff and that prick Vince Russo. Hogan would get into a feud with Horace Hogan, a feud with Billy Kidman. He would get into a feud with Nature Boy Ric Flair's pathetic son David. He would join the Millionaires Club, which was basically, yep, there you go, Glenn. 100% always. He would redo the NWO tights gimmick. He would go back to the tights. He would stop wearing the vest that he was wearing when he was appearing in Walker Texas Ranger and jeans. He went back to the tights. He would wrestle, as we know, Jeff Jarrett at Bash at the Beach in the biggest fuck up of all time, and then he would leave. Hogan would leave WCW for good in 2000. Hogan goes to Japan. He does Australia. He does a bit more movie time. He returns to the WWE in 2002, No Way Out, as part of the NWO, where he assisted destroying Stone Cold, which we thought we were going to get Austin versus Hogan at WrestleMania 18. We did not. He did get a surprising victory, that's for sure. Nobody saw that coming. We ended up getting that infamous Hogan promo when he said the fans turned on him. Cue The Rock. The Rock and Hogan for the longest time would set up their feud all the way. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. He's only recognized as 6-time champion, not 7. Hogan and Rock, of course, would get the biggest crowd reaction at WrestleMania 18. The infamous switch up of the statuses. Hogan would work babyface. Rock would work heel because of the crowd reaction in Skydome. Hogan would then get kicked out of the NWO at WrestleMania. He would team with The Rock all the way up to the draft. He gets a title shot at Backlash, goes back to the red and yellow, defeats Triple H to become the last ever WWF Undisputed Champion, and he becomes the first WWE Undisputed Champion. He would hold that to the Judgment Day. He would then maintain a feud with Taker, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar. He would maintain a feud with the Un-Americans, funnily enough, teaming up with Edge. And then 2003, he would resume his feud with the Rock, debut of Hollywood Rock. Nah, Kimberly Page was. We would then get Hogan versus McMahon, no holds barred, WrestleMania 19. Hogan would then get fired by Vince in storyline because Vince just fucking hates him anyway. We get the debut of Mr. America, and we get the infamous Mr. America segment where he says, "Are you Hulk Hogan?" He says no, and he passes. Genius rigging, of course. Yes, she was. Which Booker T doesn't want to remember for some reason. Hogan would then, for a brief period, he would leave WWE. Then in 2003, he would go back to Japan, where Jeff Jarrett reminded him who's boss with a guitar shot to the head. Hogan would return to WWE in 2005. He gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. He has a moment at WrestleMania where he saves Eugene from Muhammad Ali and Khosrow Davari. That is correct. That is a line that is true, even though we know Vince is. Hogan would then have a team up. Hogan would then team up with Shawn Michaels. He would team up with John Cena as well. Hogan would then get turned on by Shawn Michaels. He would have that infamous "I'm gonna fuck you up" promo. They had the debate. Shawn Michaels obviously did the infamous over-the-top sell job at SummerSlam. He would go off and do Hogan Knows Best, which, if you watch that show, he did not. He would return in 2006. He would, again at SummerSlam, he would have a one-off match with Randy Orton. He would then leave again come back in 2007, where he would go crazy at the Great Khali. Because, yeah, sure. What's up, Lark Barkin? Absolutely true. That is true. He is gone. We would then see Hogan in TNA. He would have the largest TNA TV segment at 3.4 million. Obviously, that goes past the previous record set by Awesome Kong and Gail Kim. Hogan would become the on-screen. It's 20 years next month. 20 years next month. Hogan would have a major match, obviously. You can. Hogan would have a few matches in TNA in his first year. They weren't particularly great, if you're being truly honest, but by this point Hogan was finished. Really, really bad matches. He would become a full on-screen villain for the first time since 1996. Crazy. Like, in terms of turning heel wise, he turned heel for the first time since 1996. When he formed his Immortal faction, this would run all the way through 2011. Obviously, Immortal would stay around in 2012. Hogan, by this point, was multiple surgeries. He then becomes the TNA GM in 2012. Runs all the way through into 2013. Hogan would leave before, well, we saw what happened to AJ, so yeah. Hogan would leave. He would go back to WWE to host WrestleMania 30. He announces the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. He then celebrates his birthday with Brock Lesnar interfering a few months later. Several panel shows, Hogan. He would have several moments. And then Hogan, you wouldn't see on TV for a long while after that. Hogan would then return he would then obviously return for the Netflix premiere. And that was the last of Hulk Hogan. See, the funny thing is, see people that are going to come and do reviews about Hulk Hogan's career. They're doing it with notes. I'm doing it with this. I don't need notes. I don't need notes for Hulk Hogan's career. I've got it up here. All the people that are going to make random videos on him, I've just done all that. Full to the brim. In the springtime of 1994. All we can say now is to Hogan or to Balea, whatever you want to use, to Thunder Lips. Rest in peace. And you asked me about a wrestler's career, and I can go through the whole damn thing for you. It's crazy. I would like to do one thing. I'm going to do one last thing just whilst I'm here, if you guys don't mind. I'm not at that part yet. If you don't mind not asking about the link in the comments yet, if you don't mind. I've got one last thing to do first. Thanks, James. I'm going to try one last thing. If I can. We'll see if it works. I can't guarantee it will. Just tell me if you can hear this, okay? If you can't, but this is the best. Actually, I know what I can do. I'll do it from my phone. Hold on. Let's see if this works. Oh yeah, they will. Let me just do this. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wouldn't mind honouring in this whilst I play this video for... Where is it? We have to do it this way. Hold on. Where is it? Here we go. I know I'm lagging. It's not my fault. Hold on. 2 seconds. Turn that off. Yeah. This is what I'm looking for. Here we go. I need to turn the music off. I need to turn the music off because I want to do one last thing. I'm going to pay some proper respect. So, everybody, there we go. It's only fitting. We do it right. We do it right on this channel. There's no disrespect. There's no animosity. There's no need to show hatred. There's no need to show vitriol to someone. We pay the respect. We let them rest in their own minds and their own peace. And we do our thing. We do our thing. I'm not the good guy. I'm not the bad guy. Unlike Roman Reigns, I am the guy. I do it right here. Now, I've just done a full hour there. That was a lot. Well, just about an hour. I know a few people at the very start thought I got a little bit too heavy there in terms of, okay, what direction am I going with? Because I said, obviously, I'm true to my word. How I feel about Hulk Hogan is totally different. What I think of Hulk Hogan is totally different. But I'm not here to. I'm not here to disrespect someone because they've gone. You know. So that's how it's going to be. Now, I'm just going to take 30 seconds because I need to get another drink because very dry lips. I'm going to take a little break, come back on, and then we're going to do the Dynamite review. And I want to get you guys to get your comments in, get your reactions in, and when we're going to dive in. So I think for this moment, I am going to put. I'll answer that question after I come back from this break, but I'm going to leave you in. As I take this break, I'm going to provide our appropriate channel correspondent for breaks. So if you don't mind, I'll be back in a moment. If you must know, you melted parsnip, I was taking a short break. Especially since what I've just done is a tribute that actually will never get topped. Just saying for personal bias. Yeah, we always bicker. Billy's my bitch. It's okay. Billy's my bitch. He knows that. And my internet is back to normal. Thank fuck. There we go. Over 240 megabytes. Thank God. Oh wait, never mind. Over 250. Keep going, you sexy bitch. Yes. Mm. Mm. Big brain. I mean, in a way, my brain is excellent. But I suppose for everybody, I think up there what's happening is Warriors hitting a gorilla press slam. Abul, this is just for you.
Oh god.
I think for Abul, just for that alone, I think Abul gets. I mean, first of all, did Abul say my name? Am I reading right? Did Abul say my name? Or am I misreading this chat? Did Abel say my name? Hell yeah, Larkbark. You know that old saying goes, one time is too good, 2 times is fun. You say my name 3 times, and hell, I make myself appear twice.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in
Reece Russell.
I believe in
Reece Russell.
Cause they love him in Scotland and 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 Scotland. They say I believe in
Reece Russell.
I believe in
Reece Russell.
I mean, who doesn't? The Bret Hart tribute will be an 11-hour stream. Oh, I'm not looking forward to the day that Bret Hart eventually dies. Because if I'm still a podcaster at that point, oh fuck. It's going to be a lot longer than 11 hours, put it that way. You're looking at a good 24. I don't care. I would do a full weekend. I'm magic. Oh, I wish. I am certainly not, but I am something. I'm just magic. Okay, so. we do have a review to do, and I think now everyone's spirits are up a little bit. In that way, we can do this. I think if we had done the review first, I don't think spirits would be strong. And Billy, I've got one for you, and it goes like this. Take out the B from your name, replace it with W. Can I join you, or would you rather do solo? I don't mind. I don't mind, realistically. I like to see a lot more people give it a chat, give it a go. I know it's difficult, and obviously I know people are at times worried to do that. But if anyone else does want to try and jump on as well, you're more than welcome. Like, I don't mind. I can't believe MJF and the Hurt Syndicate are breaking up already. It was bound to happen. I think it was the right call. I don't think they should have been a group in the first place. I've said that consistently. But it is weird that they've jumped the gun on it, but yeah. They're certainly running. They're certainly running from it already. If they're clever, they should do a match where it's Lashley versus MJF for the championship privilege, and then MJF wins, and then he gets physically kicked out of the Hurt Syndicate. I think that's what they should do. I think you've got to raise the stakes. Oh yeah, he does. We haven't, because we're saving it to the very end. But that's certainly one thing. Because I'm looking forward to talking about that, because I have some ideas about this. Some trepidations as well. But let's do this. So if anybody wants to jump along, anyone wants to come and do this review with me, that includes you as well, Zodiac. If you want to jump along, you're more than welcome. Cheers. Said so many times before, I may not be the best content creator out there, but I'm definitely the most interactive. And there's so many means for that. Bleach, I'm going to recommend something to you, and this is something that I stand on, my friend. Because for the longest time, I didn't do this from my back, I just accepted it. Please go and speak to someone. Like, I'm actually imploring you, please go and speak to someone about this, because if you're just falling asleep again at any point, there could be an underlying issue there. So I'm imploring you to please go and speak to someone. Like, please do. Zodiac says, I'm leaning towards a 6 out of 10 for last night's show, maybe 6.5. Cannot go 7. No, that is fair. That is absolutely fair. Oh, Zodiac has joined. Okay. Guys, I'm going to add you in just 2 seconds. Just want to go back over a few more comments, and I'll jump these in. There is no fighting, there's no bickering, of course, in the chat. Everyone's okay. We're fine. But there are definitely some rules, and Abu is absolutely fucking hornier than a duck's water. I mean, I appreciate that because I am in my 20s. Thank you. I am actually in my 20s. But nobody really asks me that. But the fact that you first thought that anyway, at least I know that you've got the right side of it. So, but yes, I am in my 20s. Okay.
You got me?
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
What's up, Chiefs?
Good to talk to you, Reese. You too, guy.
Thanks. You too. Is
Yeah,
this your
please
first time?
go and get help, mate. Please go and get help. Please, like, literally, I'm not going to say abandon this stream, but for the sake of it, whatever time it is for you right now, phone a doctor.
Have you tried to have loads of drink?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, drink plenty of water. Like, add anything to it. Get some sugar in you.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, please phone a doctor, mate. Please.
Yeah.
Abel's saying hello to you, and Lark Bart's just echoed my statement. Yeah, get some help on that. Right, full review, bit of fun. See how it goes, and we'll just enjoy it. So, lads, before we do that, your thoughts on Dynamite?
Go ahead, guy.
I thought, in all honesty, I thought there was parts of it I liked, but I thought it was a little bit boring in parts. But there's some parts I liked about
That's fair. I know I've seen your mission statement already, Zodiac, but 6 or 6.5 out of 10 cannot go 7. Why?
Yeah,
What put it down for you?
I thought last night all the promos and angles and all that was good, but the matches are why I can't go 7 or higher. I like the MJF stuff. I like
it. I did.
the setting up Moxley and Page, but just the in-ring work last night I wasn't crazy about.
No, I think that's fair. Was there any matches that you were, or a match, or at least say 2 at best, where you at least like, that's actually at least something, or was just all of them in general just weren't up to
I thought they were all kind of lackluster, but the Tony Storm match, I would say I would give the high praise to for the night.
Okay.
I thought the opening match was. I think the opening match was, and I think the main started off really slow for me, but then it got better as time went on, but it took a really long time to get going.
James says wasn't a horrible show, but was lacking in some parts. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think the more thing I look at about this show, and if I'm being truly honest, there was some decent wrestling, but it was mostly one-sided. Like, in matches, it was mostly one person was doing the work rather than the whole damn thing. And the segments were far stronger. I think the segments were far stronger in terms of how they were spaced out. I didn't hate the matches though. Like, I'm not gonna mince words. I didn't hate them, but I do think there's 1 or 2 matches that actually are a joy to watch. Like the Billy Starks Tony Storm match. I think that was the best singles match on the show. But overall, I really enjoyed Jet Speed versus FTR. I thought they had a great.
Yeah, that was the best match.
That was good too.
I think they had an exciting match to each other. There was a lot of timing involved. I think, even though I think he's an absolute stupid manager, and I'll never change my opinion on that, I thought Stokely Tiny Balls Hathaway actually did well here, selling one freaking spear, and he was selling it like he broke his leg. I thought that was very crafty. I like the heavy tape he's got on his ribs, and I think Swerve versus Hechicero was actually decent, but there was a lot of unnecessary interference we didn't need. I don't think we needed interference in that.
I really didn't like that match.
I was more excited when Okada came out after the match.
Yes, I agree.
I'll get to that when we get to the match, but I really didn't like that match.
Mm-hmm. But we are obviously going to start with the more obvious circumstance, which is the world champion is in action. He does have, he is in action. Obviously, he does make his way to the ring first from backstage. Obviously, he he makes it so fundamentally and adamantly clear that when he gets hands on Wheeler Yuta, he is going to beat the piss out of him.
And that's what he did in 6 minutes.
And I'll be honest, there will be people that moan about match lengths and match times. If this match had gone more than, say, 6.5, 7 minutes, if this match went longer than that, then Hangman's words don't make sense.
It was actually 3 minutes.
Yeah, but the whole segment is about 5-6 minutes. And that includes, actually 8 minutes, because you look at the MJF promo as well before we get to this. He does have...
I'd actually argue, in my perspective, that he actually got too much offense in, really, Yuta, because Hangman's the world champion, and Yuta's does Yuta ever win matches?
Oh, Yuta was in a bad spot at the end of that match. He got worked over, I thought.
What they did with Yuta after the match was right, but Yuta deserved to at least get some offense in there. If this was a full-on squash, then we're missing elements of adding the frustration. So,
okay.
And I'll explain that in a minute. So, I like this. I like the first segment, however, between Renee can't keep her mouth out of people's business, Paquette, and MJF and Hangman all together in that synchronicity. The really good.
Yeah, I like that as well.
Backstage interview. We can see MJF definitely represents what Hangman said. Hangman is right to call him a coward. It's not a bad thing, and it's a shutdown on him. It's true. MJF is the ultimate coward in AEW.
If he wasn't a coward, then people wouldn't have a reason to hate him. So that's what he needs to be.
Exactly, and that's what I like about it.
I think MJF was a signing light on this show. MJF was the best part of this show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He really is holding his own in the right way.
And he didn't even have to have a match to do it.
Yeah, exactly. This is the 1 week where we don't get MJF in the ring, and MJF actually stole it twice. So I like the presentation. I like the sinister look he gives Hangman when Hangman walks away from him. I think that is very good. But I think personally, MJF needs to cash that contract in cowardly. He doesn't care about earning respect. He doesn't care about Hangman's respect. If he has a one-on-one match, he ends his title shot. No. You cash that fucker in the right way by you mugging off Hangman. I like that, and obviously Renee sniggering at MJF. I think that's genius. Go to the ring, MJF obviously is still looking strongly at Adam Page, and that's really good work.
I wonder why Mox isn't near Renee more often in his segments.
I think it's because when you think about it, the Death Riders are all about proving a point. Unity and strength only comes when they want to, not when they have to. It's more of a want than a must. So Mox will pick his timing. He'll pick when he wants to come out. Hence why we get the backstage promos that he does a lot more of. I actually prefer Moxley doing those promos than his live promos.
That Moxley promo last night was top tier, I thought.
It's one of his better promos for sure.
Absolutely. It was great.
Mm-hmm. You can feel the emotion.
Yeah.
But
For me, Moxley to me, and I might be. Have you heard the phrase "the polar bear"?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like what sort of happened during the main event. If we are going to get the match next week, I think they should have had a stipulation to the match where if Hangman wins, the Death Riders disband. To be honest, because I feel like Death Riders has run its course.
Well, they're not dead yet, the Death Riders. So essentially, this is Moxley's last chance.
Well, they still got Pac to come back. Is Pac going to come back and the Death Riders are just gone now?
I mean, funnily enough, Abel's just asked about that question as well. I don't know when he's actually scheduled to return. I haven't seen anything. I've not even seen a single update on Pac.
Is Moxley going to take a break? Because he sometimes takes breaks. So do you think he's going to take a break anytime soon?
I think Moxley will take a break after I would say maybe Wrestle Dream. Moxley's been running it hard for over a year and a half. Like, he's earned this break.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
like, he's really earned this. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of the Death Rider storyline, and I
he
understand
needs it.
that. Like, I understand, obviously, not many people have been a fan of it, but for the last 6 months, the Death Riders moved their focus from ripping apart the mid card scene to focusing on the main event scene and tearing that to shreds. And they did.
Mhm.
They tore Jay White apart. They tore Darby Allin apart. They tore Bryan Danielson apart at the very beginning. They tore
Yeah.
apart Adam Copeland. They formed that partnership with the Young Bucks, and then the Young Bucks got ripped apart for their own mercy by Hangman. They ripped
Speaking of
apart.
Bryan Danielson, don't mean to get off topic, but what did you think of Bryan Danielson's comments on the Mania 30 and AEW winning the belt there?
I know a lot of people have whinged about it. Oh, he's saying that because he's in AEW, hates WWE. No, if you listen to what he said in full context, Bryan Danielson does not hate main event in WrestleMania 30. He doesn't hate it.
Totally agree.
He just wishes that he had. Now, obviously, we all remember Conor the Crusher, which was a sad thing. Obviously,
Yeah.
he was Danielson's. Sorry, Conor was obviously so close to Danielson, and Danielson was his favorite wrestler. He did that for him, but the fact that they would not allow his wife to go down, well, he was about to get married, I should say, his soon-to-be wife to come and celebrate with him.
Was she injured at the time?
Hmm?
Was she injured at the time, or am I thinking of something else?
He was like slight injuries, but obviously it picked up after Mania. Like it got
I'm in
heavy after
Bray.
Mania.
I
But
meant
Brie
Bray
wasn't.
was
No, Brie was
Oh.
in Brie was in that women's invitational. Remember, for the Divas title.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So like she was not allowed to come down to ringside to celebrate with him. And I'm sorry, but like, why could you not allow her to come down? Like that
Yeah.
just doesn't make any sense. Now, obviously, I
The
was
only-
there.
The only problem that I had with the statement, and I completely agree with you that people, if this is not a tribal thing,
It's
but
not. It's his decision.
not.
It's his match. It's his matches. Like this is what he said.
yeah. But the thing of what he said is like I think he could have worded it a bit better because things like that
I don't
are
think
out
so.
of.
I don't think so. I think the problem is if he had said it any differently, people would still hate on it. Like it's. I was there for All In at Wembley last year. I got to see the moment he had with his kids. I stayed until after it basically stopped, and then obviously I got my way back to my hotel. But like, I sat and watched him in the ring with his daughter, with his wife, and you could see the
Yeah.
emotion. And I'm like,
Mhm.
he isn't asking for much. Yes, he had a great build up to the main event. Obviously, he had to run the gauntlet, he had to beat Triple H to then wrestle in the main event, and he got that world title win. But he's not saying he hates his WrestleMania match at all. He just says the one that truly means more to him from a moment perspective is All In, because he got to share it with his child and his wife. And they get to,
Yeah.
his wife gets to remember that. His child gets to remember that. Anyone who thinks he's being harsh or he's being ungrateful or he's being rude or whatever, I'm sorry, but what are you smoking? I think it's funny that people are shutting it down over his opinion. It's his match, and people are telling him he's wrong.
Right.
Yes, it's
I don't get that. Like that to me is a symbol of why tribalism is wrong in wrestling. Oh wow, he did not pick WWE, he picked an AEW match.
Mhm.
If he was married to Brie in 2004 against Nigel McGuinness when he main evented the pure title versus the Ring of Honor world title in the unification match, if he had picked that over a WWE or AEW match, people would still have annoyance over that one. So either way, Danielson can't win in the eyes of the fans, but he wins to himself because he chose what mattered most to him. And yet people still whinge, and it's pathetic.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, It's just that when, and I don't think this by any means, but when he says like it didn't mean much to me, when he said it didn't mean much to me, that can be interpreted as him saying like um
Hmm.
that could be interpreted as him being like, oh, that wasn't a big deal, and to a lot of people they might think, well, a
Yeah,
lot of people
that's true.
strive for that moment,
No,
you
of
know,
course.
in their
I think
careers.
no, no. I agree. I agree. He's saying it, he's saying essentially that part doesn't mean much because he was denied the moment to share with his family, which is
Yeah,
horrible. But he doesn't fail to recognize or acknowledge that is a big part of his career, and he knows that. Like he knows that. But yet the reality is what you've got in front of me. Bleach, you ask a fair question. You ask a fair question, like if you won the title, but you're not kind of like they're celebrating. If you lost, you still got there someone with you in that
yeah,
moment. It doesn't make him ungrateful. It doesn't make him cold. It doesn't make him tribal. Like if anything, the reality is that recently the fact that WWE phoned him asking him to stop doing the stupid yes chant is absolutely that is ridiculous. Like
that is
that's
pay.
like that's pay. What Danielson's done isn't pay. If anything, what Danielson's done is just being asked a question and he gave an honest answer.
Yeah,
Would you? I mean, would
yeah,
you
it's
rather?
respectful, isn't it?
Yeah, would you rather he lied? No.
Yeah,
Like I would rather he just say the exact same thing that he did. I would say the exact same thing. I would say it the same way. I would have said the same
yeah,
way.
I would, yeah, I would, I, I probably, I probably would say it as as well, something similar, but um, well, obviously, I don't think he was thinking of like the tribalist when he was saying it, but
I
I
don't think
would
he was.
maybe, if I was him, I would maybe, so people don't like clickbait it, because if you look at like a thumbnail of some of the thumbnails said like Danielson says that was like All In was meant more to him than Mania.
Yeah,
And if people just read that and don't click on it, then they might get an interpretation.
yeah, they will, and that's because people are stupid. Like plain and simple. Like a thumbnail is designed for many things. One,
Yeah.
to show the a thumbnail is designed to show the main topics of the show. It's meant to get engagement and it's meant to get you to click on it so you can see what the channel's all about or what the rest of the content's all about. So that's literally what it is. And James, absolutely spot on. He does need a break. If he doesn't, then fuck knows. I don't know when he's going to do it though. And absolutely, Abu, let him enjoy and breathe. Let him enjoy and breathe. Exactly. Nah, the wolves still find their way in somehow. Tribalism is a bugbear. It is, but this opening match, obviously, Hangman Adam Page gets the loud screen size. He gets the orange lighting. He comes to ringside with a chain in his hand, signifying vengeance because he want to get revenge for Colt Cabana, even though nobody really cares about Colt Cabana.
hmm Except CM
He,
Punk.
yep. Hangman turns round on the entrance ramp after he's getting introduced by Justin Roberts, to which point Wheeler Yuta comes through the crowd and hits a clothesline from behind. Hangman starts to regain his footing. Wheeler Yuta hits a diving suicide dive. A brawl kicks out between Yuta and Hangman Page. Back in the ring, up against the turnbuckle, into the corner. Hangman Page, still wearing his jacket, beats the holy piss out of Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta gets beaten so bad that he thinks he is now Justin Bieber. Because he has a fucking Justin Bieber haircut, and it's actually quite embarrassing.
Wheeler Bieber.
Wheeler Bieber, pretty much.
Justin Bieber might actually be bigger though. He might actually be taller. He might actually be.
Might be, but the one thing we do know for sure is Wheeler Yuta would snap Justin Bieber in half, and I hope he does. And that would be a reality of it. It's a very quick match in that sense, where we get a lariat from Hangman Page on Utah. He goes to the outside of the ring, hits the buckshot. After the failed the Deadeye attempt. After winning the match, he takes the chain and just destroys Wheeler Utah and leaves.
Good selling by Utah, I will say.
Yes, very, very good. The crowd obviously were chanting, he deserves it, which is absolutely funny. There was a lot of shark fins for Shark Week.
I hope this doesn't lead to a Utah singles push, because I don't think the card are going to be that
I'm not
into him.
sure.
Where was the show at last night?
It's the Aragon Arena in Chicago. It's part of their 7-week residence in Chicago.
I thought that was the weakest Chicago crowd I have ever heard, especially when MJF came out or was on the screen.
Bleach,
I was almost insulted by that crowd.
It might have been because I looked at the attendance and I thought there was way more than this. To their credit, they made it bigger than what it was.
1,100 from. I think their allocation of the whole building was 1,150, and I think they had 1,144.
It looked very good for that. It made it look bigger.
I didn't look bad. They just sounded awful. That they had no energy.
They did pick up though. I think that's something we would say though. Is they did start slow, but after the violence on Utah's face from the steel chain, they picked up. Bleach, to be fair, I don't think he is overplaying his part. He's saying that what he accomplished would have been more special if his wife was just allowed to come to the ring with him. That's it. That's all he's saying. He gets to celebrate in front of the crowd. He gets to celebrate with Connor and Connor's dad. He gets to jump back in the ring, holding the titles. How can his wife not just be there in the ring with him at that point? He can still do all the other stuff. Get the big fireworks and all that. But how can his wife not just be with him in the ring? Yeah, that's the only thing he's basically asking the whole situation.
Was his dad there?
I don't think so. I think his dad wasn't well. I know his dad did pass away before he got married, but I don't think his dad was at WrestleMania. Somebody will need to.
I think his dad passed away in 2015 before he came to the Rumble. I think his dad died then, maybe. Around about the same time that Connor died.
I mean, Brandy is an absolute bitch anyway, so I've got no care for Brandy Rhodes. But in the same
What did Brandy do? Just wondering. What did Brandy do?
Exist. I'm sorry. Honestly, I've got no interest in Brandy Rhodes going back to her run in Impact, absolutely borefest.
I also have no interest in Brandy Rhodes.
I don't either, to be fair.
That woman bores me to death. And that's just the way it
is. Mini moose.
Yeah, that really pissed me off. Because that
Marky D goes out and on her.
I know. I'm
in this video.
Marky D understands my pain. Me and Marky D are tight for that. No one's saying present them like Michelle Obama. We're just saying let them celebrate this moment.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's not harsh. It's just the truth.
I don't mean to bring up this person, but at Mania 20, Chris Benoit's family was there.
Mm-hmm.
Goes on it with Brian.
You know the only time where it's actually harsh where a family member never got to celebrate with someone? Chris Jericho, Vengeance 2001. Chris Jericho did not get to celebrate anything because he told his family not to come.
Because he didn't think he was going to win.
Yeah.
That's harsh.
I mean, to be fair, Hangman didn't get to win the title against Jericho as well in front of his family.
Punk actually banned his mum for showing up at events.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hangman losing to Jericho there was still the right call, though.
Oh yeah, Jericho wasn't even meant to be the very first AEW World Champion.
The funny thing is, the fatter Jericho was, that was much more entertaining Jericho.
That was one of my favorite periods of Jericho, but Jericho wasn't supposed to be the first major signing for AEW. He wasn't meant to be the first world champion for AEW. Jericho was still meant to feud with Cody Rhodes at Full Gear. But the very first AEW world champion was supposed to be CM Punk.
Really?
CM Punk was supposed to be the first signing, but CM Punk never came back. He didn't come back to wrestling. He didn't come back until 2 years later.
I think it was because like the Bucks or Cody were bugging him about it, and he got a bit annoyed.
No, it's because Tony Khan just couldn't get him back to wrestling. Tony Khan said in an interview that his favorite wrestler was CM Punk. CM Punk was his favorite wrestler, and it obviously didn't work out in the end.
I heard the rumors that Tony Khan was like chanting CM Punk's name, in the back.
Oh yeah, Tony Khan has an incredible memory for pro wrestling that he doesn't get credit for. Like the way he can talk about wrestling at a scrum, for example, is crazy. But he is a huge CM Punk fan. Regardless of what happened between him and Punk, he's a huge Punk fan.
CM Punk to Chris Jericho is a pretty damn good pivot, though.
Oh yeah, Jericho was still a massive star. I mean, look what he did for New Japan at that point. Like his match against Omega at Wrestle Kingdom was phenomenal.
I watched that match once.
Oh, it's an amazing match.
I remember. I need to go back and watch it. I haven't watched that match since it probably aired.
Oh, it's one of Jericho's best matches when he goes back to Japan. I mean, he had a great world title match with Okada, helping Okada's title reign get up there. But Jericho becoming the IWGP Intercontinental Champion as the Painmaker is my absolute favorite Jericho gimmick. Like, I love Jericho in the suit. I love Jericho when he comes into WWE for the first time.
Yes, that would probably be my vote for favorite Jericho gimmick when he debuted in WWE.
That was amazing. But the Painmaker gimmick for me in New Japan worked. It didn't work for me in AEW though. I just think there's some things in certain companies that don't work. Like Broken Matt doesn't work in WWE or AEW, and I've said it doesn't work.
The list of Chris Jericho was great.
The list of Jericho was fun. It wasn't my favorite Jericho gimmick, but I did love it.
Least favorite Jericho gimmick would probably be Jericho.
That was fucking horrible. That was horrible.
Jericho was actually Jericho and Big Show played well because Jericho was like the small guy and Big Show was like his muscle.
I feel like it should be a good pairing, but it was just so boring.
I think he picked the wrong partner. I actually think the way that actually
you got Carly.
No.
Imagine the theme song.
If you're pivoting from Jericho and Edge as a tag team, obviously it leads up to their match in their team. I'm not a big fan of his, but when you actually look at the whole circumstance, I actually think he should have picked The Miz. Because that would have
been a pretty good team.
The Miz was struggling in 2010, if you remember. Or
they
even
actually
like
came together for a brief time.
Yeah,
a very brief time.
Y2 Miz.
Y2 Miz.
I actually think he should have done that. 09, he should have done that anyway. I think it would have helped. And then you gravitate.
It would have definitely helped Miz.
Because the Miz was still shit anyway.
I swear everyone in this chat hates the Big Show.
No. Use his real name.
Paul White.
No more BS, man.
No. Well, it's the Big Slow.
That was funny.
But for me, I the best in the world when he returned in 2012 was the 2012 run was really good for Jericho.
Yes,
but
it was.
I agree, Maria. The Painmaker in AEW was mid. But you know what's crazy? The Painmaker
as well.
Yeah, the Painmaker entrance though in AEW was top notch.
What did you think of the Nick Gage match?
Say again?
What did you think of the Nick Gage match?
No comment.
The pizza cutter spot.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking Domino's.
Let me go and see if I can find this. All right, hold on. Let
Oh,
me
I've
see.
seen that. I've heard what you said.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have it like that. I'm actually gonna go and find it, just for everybody.
I saw the statement he made.
That would only have just been recent though. Oh,
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
he
there
was
it is.
just saying how Hulk is an icon and
Mhm.
we should take our vitamins and say our prayers and we're praying for him today.
Yeah.
Yep. Somebody's actually responded to this a couple hours ago saying bold move. Vince is leaving the comments on. It's got 3.4 million views on it, 10,000
Really?
retweets,
Already?
yeah,
Damn.
76,000 likes. But this is what Vincent Mann does say. I'm going to share my screen for everybody to see if you haven't seen it yet. Let me share.
I'm coming back. No.
So Vince has
Hopefully
said,
he didn't tear his quads. Or typing.
Jesus. We'll do the joke in a minute, but let's actually do the statement first. So Vince says, and I quote, "The world lost a treasure today. Hulk Hogan was the greatest WWE superstar of all time, someone who was loved and admired around the world. He was a trailblazer, the first performer who transitioned from being a wrestling star into a global phenomenon. His grit and unbridled thirst for success were unparalleled and made him the consummate performer. He gave everything he had to the audience, whom he appreciated, respected, and loved. He leaves us with one of his favorite expressions: train, take your vitamins, say your prayers. Today we pray for him." James, it's been a pleasure, my friend. I'll see you in the next show, which is tomorrow. But absolutely, this is a nice touch. One thing I really want to know, and this is not a rib on Hogan, right? This is just a question. Do you think someone's going to do a video saying Hogan still wrestled 420 days of the year and he still got to see a kid die at Wembley when he wasn't there?
And
Absolutely.
Michael Jackson was there.
And I'm not saying that to rib Hogan. I'm just going to say, do you think someone is still going to repost that and saying Hogan still lived a different lifestyle and this is what we got? Because, damn, I won't. I
Someone
still
should
won't.
lighten up the mood and just put um show Hogan's lies as just lighten up the mood.
I think he had the most creative means of responses.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
very
god.
funny.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Catherine. Oh, if Catherine is still in the chat, Jesus Christ. Catherine sent me something about 15 minutes ago, and I've only just seen it, and I'm not sharing it on screen, but it's actually making me laugh.
About Hogan.
No, what Catherine sent me. I can't do this. Oh, okay. It's a meme of Tessa Blanchard making her her NXT debut. And it's the Velveteen Dream in the red and yellow Hulk Hogan colors. Oh my god! I'm gonna send it to Abul, and Abul is gonna piss himself. I'm not kidding. Abul is about to laugh his ass off.
Does he edit that in the Tessa Blanchard theme song? Is Velveteen Dream in it? Or is it?
I don't think I can do this any justice, but Abul, I want you to tell me what you think, mate, when I send you this. Because, oh my god. I actually
Have you seen his videos? Velveteen
I've seen,
Dream's videos.
I've seen some of his videos. He's a bit of he's a bit of a weird human. Please let me send this. Yes, Ric Flair did post a video about Hogan as well, bawling his eyes out as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not letting me send it. Damn.
I actually felt sorry for
Flair
Ric Flair.
bawling his eyes out, and he calls JR attention seeking.
Yeah. So,
I
guys,
actually felt sorry for him.
Hulk Flair. Yeah, in some ways,
Then-
yes. I'm glad he's
Then
canceled.
not.
This is what I got. This is what I got sent.
To be fair, Tessa Blanchard just did a Hogan symbol. Once you get called, she's a racist.
But this is what I got sent, and I will say, for good humor, that is funny. Like, that is funny. If you can't find that funny, then I don't know. But that is genuinely funny. I don't condone racism. I don't condone shit like that. But good humor is good humor. But you know, it's mad. This is literally what we've lost this week. This is what we've lost this week, and it's crazy to think.
Yeah.
They come in threes.
Death comes in threes, yeah.
I didn't mean to be offensive, but who's the second one? I don't actually know who the second one is.
This guy here.
In the middle.
He was on the Cosby Show.
He was on the Cosby Show,
Oh.
yeah. Not many would like, if you've never really watched it, you wouldn't really know, which is understandable. But yeah, Malcolm Jamal Warner was on the Cosby Show. But yeah, Ozzy, Warner, Hogan.
I would argue that at one point Hulk Hogan was probably more well known worldwide than Ozzy Osbourne. And that's crazy to say and think about, but I think I would argue that.
No, it's true. Oh, Teddy DiBiase's actually put a video up as well. I've just reposted it on my Twitter, but let me have a look. I'm not gonna.
Where does Ozzy rank in the greats?
For music.
For rock music, I mean he's got to be top 3 as a solo act, maybe number 1.
Absolutely.
I need to start listening to him because I don't think I've ever really listened to his music.
There's a post here from Sting as well. Sting says Hulk Hogan in all caps. This part is in all caps. Hulk Hogan, the greatest of all. Can't thank you enough for all that you did for me and wrestling fans all over the world. I loved you and I will miss you. My friend Teddy Belair, rest in peace. And it's actually it's build up to it's actually building up to Fall Brawl when Sting turns heel.
You said that was from DiBiase?
The DiBiase's video, I've reposted it on my Twitter, but no, I'm talking about this. This is Sting.
Oh, Sting.
He's chose that handshake as this is obviously when this was actually the Dynamite where their match gets thrown out because obviously the interference. So this is obviously leading up to the Fall Brawl where Sting turns on Hogan. Which
I thought that was when he did turn on Hogan that part.
No, he knocked him with a baseball bat, Fall Brawl, but
that's a hell of an image right there, though.
It is. It's a lovely image. That's a great question. Guy, you as well. Recent is how come heels suddenly feel like baby faces? It's because of how the crowd reacts to them. The crowd reaction.
The crowd love. The crowd's that's the problem with wrestling. Crowds, they cheer for the bad guys a lot of the time. So they don't stand out.
I think the bad guys are more relatable than most of the baby faces.
That's
Yeah.
why people like JBL. I don't know. I'm not gonna like this race, but Bully Ray got heat
Mhm.
because they were undislikable.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually looking for this right now, Fernando. Funnily enough, but Kurt Angle's actually got a statement as well. Kurt Angle put up a post. I'll share that. Any I can find, I'll share. So here
I
is Kurt
expect
Angle.
I expect Hogan was supposed to be on the show as well. Probably was
He, on what?
on the new
Oh yeah, like
um.
I mean, it was Kurt that picked. It was Hogan that picked Kurt for this, even though it would have been stupid not to have someone like Kurt anyway. But he says, "Rest in peace, Hulkster. Thank you for opening the doors for so many people in the business, including myself. There would not be a Kurt Angle without the American-made Hulk Hogan. My heart and prayers go out to his family. We lost a real icon today, absolutely." From Wrestle Purists as well. From Wrestle Purists, Ibu, a big statement here saying about the Vincent Mann thing is true. Kane obviously put up a post saying Hulk Hogan was a true legend. I was fortunate to work with him a couple of times, including this memorable one. It was easy to do a Hulkster impersonation when, like the millions of guys my age, I practiced it in the mirror 1,000 times growing up. So true. There's a lot of shit going on right now. People are actually now wishing the death on Vincent Mann. There's a lot of stuff that's piling up like mad.
I don't blame them for Vince McMahon risking death on him. Vince McMahon.
Yeah. There's actually some crazy tweets here about Hogan. Eric Bischoff, 40 minutes ago, 5 words
That's
straight
nice.
to the point. Eric Bischoff straight to the point. Thanks for the house, Hulkster.
I figured Eric would be the one most broken up about it.
Me too. Here's one, funnily enough, from The Undertaker.
Oh.
He says the wrestling world has lost a true legend. His contributions to our business are immeasurable, and for that I'm appreciative. Thank you, Hogan. And
Respect to Taker because he hasn't had the best experience with Hogan.
very true, actually, because he posts 2 pictures in his post, and look at the very first picture he shares.
That's the same match that happened, isn't it?
Yep, Survivor Series 1991, and this is the last picture he posts. He posts 2 pictures, and this is the second one.
Hogan on the stretcher.
No, WrestleMania 35. But look
Nice.
at this. Macho
Nice.
Man, Hall, Hogan, Andre.
Have you seen the picture? Because I saw a post somewhere that had like Eddie Guerrero, Hulk Hogan, Luke Harper, Chris Benoit in the middle.
Yeah,
I
that
saw
was on an island. I'm going nowhere near that because I've seen it. Abu showed me it, and it was fucking disgusting. Like that is fucking disgusting. Oh wow! I'm gonna show you. Wait, Linda McMahon's actually put up a post. Elijah Burke, Triple H. There's nothing here from the WWE account yet, but I'm looking. Madison Square Garden account has posted something. There's a lot here.
Has Big Show said anything? Did he have a history?
WWE Japan actually put up a post about Hulk Hogan. And the WWE actually 4 hours ago put up the legendary Hulk Hogan, and it's when he pinned Andre.
Yeah, I saw that.
But let me just see, is there anything from their main account? Not yet. I said I'm not going to change who I thought, but somebody's actually shared a quote about Sean Ross Sapp. So here's one that's very interesting. So I'm not one for doing this. There is an account here saying you are remembered for your actions, and obviously it was about Sean Ross Sapp. He used that picture as a tweet when he talked about wasn't just a racist. He was so specifically and uniquely racist that they've brought up. that you've used that. Abu, I'm going to check in a minute. Chris Jericho's post is actually really nice. This is Chris Jericho's post.
Did they bring that up, or did he tweet it when he did they go through?
Somebody brought up as a receipt to Hogan's passing, of course, about who he was as a person. But this is Jericho's post. I think that's a credible one. I think that's incredible. Yeah, Sean Ross Sapp is an asshole. I've always thought that, to be fair. I love that by Jericho. That's a nice post.
Yeah,
did he post it? Did he post that, re-up that? Or did someone else re-up that?
That was it there, and that's someone posting as a tweet. I'm not going to get into that. That's not what this is about. This is Linda McMahon's post. I had the privilege of knowing and working with Hulk for over 40 years. Hulk was a dear friend and member of our WWE family. His legacy in and out of the WWE ring will always be remembered. He was one of a kind. My thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends. Nice, interesting choice of image, Linda, I must say. You could have done a little bit better.
It looks like something that you get from PowerPoint.
Yeah. Elijah Burke.
She's a pretty woman.
Yeah, where's this one? Triple H did like a 4-paragraph tweet.
Did Vince Russo post anything?
I will have a look. I'm literally looking across the board right now for a lot of shit about Hulk Hogan. Like, there's a lot of them posts, for sure. Let's have a look.
Bleach, I'm not sure that that's something they should prioritize, but maybe it's just something they should consider. But I wouldn't necessarily say prioritize, not at all.
Yeah.
Prioritize what?
Forgiveness amongst disgraced superstars. I think it depends on how they go about it. Ric Flair's post, obviously, earlier on, I'll retweet that. So that's a heavy heart. That's actually got 0.1 million. Sorry, his obviously we said Vince McMahon's post got 3.4 million. Ric Flair's 3.3 million reactions, which is wild. Okay. Taker 1.2. Barstool Sports has 5.4 million view engagement on their Hulk Hogan tribute post.
He was a big star, wasn't he?
Yep. Sergeant Slaughter 263,000. Donald Trump is 590.
The Barstool Sports owner guy just signed a deal with the Fox network, so there might be a lot of traffic on Barstool because of that too.
Wow. I'm surprised the NWA one's got so little traffic. The NWA one's got 47,000. Like, come on.
Did TNA post?
TNA did, yeah. TNA posted. Bully Ray actually put up as his post as well. I've seen that. Bleacher Report 4.8 million.
It would be funny if Bully Ray, if Bully Ray posted "Rest in peace, Dad." Be kayfabe.
I did see the Jake Roberts one. That was nice. Matt Hardy obviously posted as well. There's so many.
What did Big Slow say? Did you say he posted?
I haven't seen anything from the Big Slow. There's not much more that I'm looking at. I can't see anything else. Obviously, in respect, like, there are people that are gonna. There are people that have their opinions on him. There are people that genuinely didn't like the man. Obviously, there are people that love the guy in different varieties, and that's how life goes. But
try and keep it to yourself and don't post that stuff online because his family might see it.
And I, for one, know. I said at the very start of this show, I'm not gonna change it. Like I'm not gonna change what I thought of him. But obviously, I am still gonna pay respects. I mean, that is exactly what you do on here, But seeing what else is there. Remember I said earlier on about Bobby Heenan was constantly present. The AWA feud as well, Hulk versus Bockwinkel when Bockwinkel was AW World Champion. That was absolutely funny.
Yeah, he never won the belt. Van Gundy wouldn't put the belt on him, which was
There's
a terrible decision.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot is out there. A lot is.
Did you hear that Hulk Hogan was going to face Bully Ray at Slammiversary or 2013?
He was never going to do it. His knees would have gave out by the time he got to the ring.
Yeah.
But one thing is for absolute sure that was said earlier on about
Going to get a neck surgery, wasn't he?
If Bret Hart dies whilst this channel is still going, which I hope not. I don't want that to happen. But if he really does, I absolutely will do longer than 11-hour stream on him.
Has he posted?
Bret Hart will put out the best comment there was, and ever will be on Hulk Hogan. I just want to say that.
It's funny. I'm actually looking on his account now to see if he's actually done anything. I'm having a look.
Well, if he hasn't, he will, and it will be the best.
Yeah. I am looking right now, and I actually can't see anything. But that Bret, some way, shape, or form, and I have a feeling I know what Bret's going to say. He'll talk about not getting the title match at WrestleMania 9, and then SummerSlam 93 rematch. Sorry, but then he'll pay respects to Hulk. How he got the privilege to team up with him in WCW, and then he'll say, "Fuck Bill Goldberg."
The first thing is though is WrestleMania 9.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah,
he will.
And that covering his eyes.
Yeah, he will absolutely.
And saying, "Go on, Hogan."
Yeah, but let's get back to Dynamite. So, following up this was a madness. So, we got a big tag team match. A tournament, obviously, everyone's favourite. A tournament is announced for Forbidden Door. I don't have a problem with this one, by the way. A Forbidden Door tournament for the tag titles, I don't mind that at all. Our first match is FTR versus Jet Speed. First, I'm actually okay with that.
More like lag speed because they lost.
I just cannot hardly do Mike Bailey and those stupid kicks, man. They just take me out. They just take me out of the match.
He's very heavy.
Similar to Rich Swans.
And it's a shame because everybody else was working their ass off, but he's just sitting there lightly tapping Dax Harwood with 60 kicks a second, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
Abu, when he gets told that he's never going to win the Predictions Championship.
That's when Triple H. I think that's when Triple H is like when he knocks Stephanie off the apron, isn't it?
No, this is Kane standing over Lita's face when he's going after Matt Hardy.
Oh, okay.
Abul kidnaps Lita whenever he's not going to win the prediction stream.
Hey, at least he doesn't have Michael Cole backstage.
Not yet, anyway.
Oh my god! I can't believe you brought that up. Yeah, I recommend a speed ball to Abul. Abul's been a fan ever since. Abul knows ball. Can I just say one thing, lads, about that match?
Yeah.
That shooting star press onto the back of Dax Harwood was really good.
Mm-hmm.
It was fluid. It was nice.
It took a while to get going, but like the final 5 minutes or so, 5 or 6 minutes, 7 minutes, picked up really well.
Yeah, I will admit I do like Speedball, but I don't like. I know Speedball obviously loves his martial arts, but if he's going to do martial arts, can you please at least put on some proper kick pads or or small boots?
Or start using submissions instead of them kicks.
Mm-hmm. I'm just not overly glad about. I think the kicks are cool, but in bare feet, no. It's like watching Matt Riddle. Like
The
Ken
kicks-
Shamrock was a UFC fighter, but he wore kick pads at least.
Also, I'm glad the Ricochet was not on this show because I would have skipped. I would have just skipped that segment. We would have stuck back out.
I thought Ricochet's segment was pretty decent last night.
He didn't say much, so that was a positive.
It was short and sweet.
He pretty much is wearing Muay Thai gear, Abu. It's just a little bit more to it, but he pretty much is wearing that. He's got good presentation.
Who, Ricochet?
No.
Or Bailey? Oh.
Yeah, he just needs to add kick pads.
When we get to it, Josh Alexander, man, like he's getting lost in the shuffle for me.
I don't think so. Like, I don't think he is.
I don't really think so yet, but I think that's definitely something that could happen, and I don't want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because
he's been in the company for like 2 or 3 months,
which isn't very long in the grand scheme of things.
It isn't very long, but he did make a pretty big debut, and then after that, it's been not the same since that debut.
He hasn't matched that, right? Correct.
Yeah, it could be a lot better. It could be a lot better, but there's some elements that aren't working. But I agree with Abu. Build them up organically, like what they did with Okada. They built up Okada really well. A lot of people were shitting on saying Okada should just be a world champion now. I'm like, no. Like, that doesn't do Okada justice, because you make him win the world title and then he loses it later, wham, to Okada, he drops. Okada now is in the best position in AEW. He's in his best position. I don't think anyone can disagree.
He is. He's probably been the guy I've been most impressed with since he's been on the AEW roster.
I love Okada.
When I look at it as a whole, I mean, he up and down. He's been one of the guys. Him and John Moxley, most consistent, week in, week out, month in, month out. Okada and Moxley, and I have a hard time saying anybody else.
I've been an Okada fan for years, and I'm just glad to see him doing this in North America, because we never thought he would actually do it.
I will admit, like, his match against Omega was pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, I watched his match against who was it? Mike Bailey, and I thought it was good, but I didn't think it was great. That match, because I watched the match, and I thought it was just getting going, and it just ended.
The match with Brody, his match with Brody King and Buddy Murphy is better than the Speedball one. But I do like the Speedball one, but I don't like it as much as the Brody King and Buddy Murphy matches. Like, they are far better. Like, they're far better to watch, start to finish. But Okada, for the longest time, was like, oh, he's not locked in. Oh, he's not paying attention. You've got to chill. And I'm like, so you've got to force him in. I'm like, no, you need to chill with Okada. Okada's going to get there. And it works. And it locks in, and you're like, boom. And you're all in. And it works the right way. And this is true. Okada and Takeshita have been far better booked than any Japanese talent in WWE. They don't get the right form of treatment. Yeah. It's horrible. This is quite a statement. This
Japan, is definitely because getting there. And...
She's Chilean. She's not Japanese.
Oh, okay.
But Bleach says that's because Okada and Moxley are real men, not like Danielson and Darby Allin. Darby Allin is a legit mentalist. Danielson is tough.
Danielson's tough. He's just fragile now. I mean, anybody would be fragile after what his body's been through.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't mean to be. I didn't mean to be like
No, I think you were.
mean or anything, but Danielson took a lot of stupid bumps in AEW for his head injuries. I think.
And he took a lot of stupid bumps before that. I mean, his whole career. So, of course, he's fragile.
Exactly.
I don't blame him for that, and I'm not going to call him not a real man because I still enjoy his work when I get to see it.
Same.
Yeah. He's definitely one of the best technical wrestlers in the world today.
Throughout his whole career, he's just always been one of the best. Like he just gets it.
Yeah. He's up there. He's up there.
Obviously, that's your opinion, Bleach, and I understand it. He also says we're going to come to this very shortly, but he loves Athena's work with Billy Starks. So do I. I'm just waiting for Billy Starks to actually win a fucking title. No, I know, Maria. I know. We're going to come to that because actually,
I'm still scared for Will Ospreay.
Yeah, the fact he said we're going to come to his promo, and I do have some things about it I'm going to praise, but there's one or two things I'm definitely going to criticize.
Also, not a single bruv. But we're going to get a bruv.
Bruv was on his shirt, so we got a bruv.
Absolutely. Obviously, like we said, the tag match was fun, but the post match is better. Copeland appearing, he forms a business deal with the Hurt Syndicate, which I didn't see coming at all.
I'm pretty sure he violated his contact clause or his distance clause with FTR, though.
To be fair, if you look at it, the Hurt Syndicate dragged them towards Copeland.
They did.
So Copeland's fine. But then he spears the security guard. I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know what we're going to get, though, because
only the best of the night, I would say.
Yeah. The destruction of FTR, who have now qualified, obviously they do win through Stokely injured way was helping.
My only Syndicate came out as well, which I liked.
I like it. I like the partnership that you've got there. Like he can use that to his advantage. But my thing is though is they're keeping the brackets quiet, so we don't know who's going to be in the rest of the tournament. I hope we get a mixture of New Japan and CMLL talents for Forbidden Door. I want it to be a big variety instead of it just being AEW.
Okay.
But we'll see. I mean, it is good stuff though. Kevin Knight, he's been outstanding since he's joined AEW. Kevin Knight's been fantastic the whole way through.
If WWE still working with THC or Noah?
Noah, they're doing some things, but Noah should be hesitant. I mean, look what happened with Omos. That was a disgrace.
Because Tony Khan should use, if he can get Noah, he should use Matafuji or Kenta.
I would love for. I know this might sound harsh, but WWE doesn't really matter about the Japanese promotions. They should just have their own Japanese stuff over there. But the likes of Noah and like Noah, Stardom, Marigold. Actually, no, Marigold can stay with WWE. New Japan, they should all stay with Tony Khan. He loves Japanese wrestling.
I think it's in his wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm. Will Ospreay needs to take a proper break and recover. He is going to take a break up to Forbidden Door, so he's got a month today. Forbidden Door is a month today.
Did he over-exaggerate his injuries?
Briscoe and MJF are going to be feuding.
That's going to be Forbidden Door.
I remember, Reece, you said that MJF wants a program with Briscoe.
He asked for it, yeah. He asked for this.
And I'm on board for it.
I think we're going to have Briscoe versus MJF for Forbidden Door. Maybe Forbidden Door, but definitely Wrestle Dream.
Swerve and Okada too at Forbidden Door?
I hope so. I still
think like what they should have done. what they should have done is have Swerve turn on Hangman, because then we could have gotten Swerve and Hangman at Blood and Guts. In Blood and Guts, it would
I
have been
kind of hope
somewhat interesting to me.
I kind of hoped it'd be Hangman versus David Finlay for the AEW World Title for Forbidden Door, because then it gives an excuse for Jay White to come back.
Do you think Swerve is going to turn on
Oh hell yeah,
Page?
hell yeah! Swerve will be. I think Swerve at some point will turn heel by the end of the year.
Could you
And-
see MJF and Hangman for Blood and Guts? Nobody would want to be on MJF's team, so I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I think Blood and Guts is where the Death Riders properly ends.
Okay, yeah, that would make sense too.
Like it makes
Alright.
it makes a lot of sense for the Death Riders to die at Blood and Guts
Yeah,
because you're forcing them to quit. Like, how more can you go around it in that way? Like,
yeah, that'd be a proper way to disband for sure.
Yeah,
If you
And-
can't,
and
if you can't beat Team AEW, which you despise so much.
and I think for me personally, Blood and Guts, it should be Team AEW should be Hangman Page, Swerve,
Will Ospreay.
depending on
He's there.
how healthy he is. Yeah, Will Ospreay
Kenny.
and
Um,
Kenny Omega, and so I've said Hangman, Swerve, Kenny, Darby.
you could put MJF then, couldn't you? No, you couldn't,
No.
because he's
No, MJF. I actually like what Bleacher said. I would have MJF with the Death Riders
okay.
because he obviously wants title. Fifth guy. So
Brody King.
yeah, Brody, Swerve, Hangman, Will, Kenny, but that leaves out Darby.
I think you could put Darby into the
I'm
Brody
good
thing.
with leaving Darby out.
I think Darby would have to be the one that ends Moxley though.
Darby got the big shine in the last Blood and Guts, so he can sit this one out.
Yeah.
You can sit on the
Unless-
skateboard.
Who like? I don't think Moxley is the one that gives up though. I think it
I
has
think he
to.
said.
I think if you really want to kill the Death Riders once and for all, I think either Hangman or Kenny has to force Will Ospreay to submit. No, not Will Ospreay. Sorry, Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
I was gonna say Will Ospreay. No, Wheeler Yuta should be forced to submit in front of Mox.
I would say the other way around. Moxley's got to be the one to tap. He's the head. He's the head of the Death Riders. He's the spokesperson of the Death Riders. It needs to go through him.
Yeah, because then if you do that, then I'm worried they might prolong the story, and Moxley's like, no, you need to beat me, and then the fight is over. So I'd rather it be Moxley gives up.
To be fair, the funny way to end the Death Riders once and for all, Blood and Guts, is just the Death Riders versus Kota Ibushi. Because it's a handicap match in Kota Ibushi's favor. Because nobody in wrestling, in my opinion, is tougher than Kota Ibushi.
Go after his legs.
He is absolutely Kota Ibushi is an insane level of terrifying. What's up, Ashton? Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Aston?
Wait, if it's all said and done, then what's the come off for Moxley? I don't know. You know what's crazy? I think either Kenny Omega or John Moxley is the final AEW opponent for Chris Jericho. I know I've said that before, but I still stand by it. I think Chris Jericho's final AEW opponent is either Kenny or Moxley.
I think it should be Alexander, to be honest, or someone like that. That would be a good match, Alexander and Jericho.
I do like that, but that shouldn't be the final opponent. For me, it should be the one that matters most.
Instead of some young guy, you think it should be Kenny or Moxley?
Yeah. Because
I could see
two
it.
big moments. Two big moments for Jericho's AEW career was that Double or Nothing match against Kenny, and then getting the paradigm shift in the center of the ring by Moxley, and then obviously Moxley taking the title from him.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be Moxley. I think Moxley will be Kenny Omega's final AEW opponent.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And Moxley
Okay.
telling the inner circle to shove it up your ass. That was nice.
Yeah. I think Kenny will leave at some point, but I think he'll just like retire because his body is definitely coming to an end in the sense of like it's coming to an end where he will have to retire. But I think
Ric Flair, I will never retire.
it won't be like that. I think for sure. I think Kenny's last opponent will be Moxley. Not Moxley. Will be Will Ospreay. I wouldn't
Hopefully,
mind.
we won't see. Hopefully, we won't see Jericho's final match. His pay-per-view or his final match when he's like 60 years old.
No, Jericho's final opponent has to be on pay-per-view, and I would hope it's at either World's End or Full Gear against Kenny. It has to be. Like, it has to be his final opponent.
What about it like a Bash at the Beach event?
That's
I think
copyright.
WWE would take that.
WWE own the rights. They've now
what's-
just taken. They've just
What's
taken
the
rights
what's
to
the beach
Superboy.
thing that AEW does?
Beach Blast.
Beach Blast. Okay, well,
That was his WWE name, wasn't it?
I swear AEW used to have a.
I agree with that though, Bleach. Like, I'm not saying it in this way. I mean, like his last AEW match should be who I've said, but his last proper match, yeah, I agree, Okada. I hope we get to see Kenny involved in the Tanahashi retirement tour somehow. I really do. It'd be crap if we don't get that one last time. Ibushi or Okada for Jericho? You know, it'd be crazy as well. How
Would they
fun it would
mess well at that point in his career?
I was going to say, how
Okay.
mental would it be if his final opponent was Tetsuya Naito? Not going to lie, I
Not
actually
as
would,
fast as prime, and
Naito would still give Jericho a great match, and Jericho would still give Naito a great match too. Because when they lock in, and Jericho's in great health, in great shape. But that man is ripped.
hopefully
he's
his cardio is good.
I don't know a lot of these Japanese guys y'all are talking about.
Some of them are top.
Wow.
Some of
Well,
them are
I
top.
do know some. I know the main ones.
Yeah,
Well, not
But
the
yes.
new ones, but no, the older ones.
exactly. So we have a quick promo, obviously, from John Moxley. He says that he is going to show by the end of the night the Hangman page that everyone saw leaving All In, which is a very clever. Yes, it was, Abel, especially the no DQ match. The second match, that was insane.
What was better, the first or second match?
The second one. The first one is really good though, because Jericho takes it to Naito in a way that he just doesn't know.
Oh, I
But
meant Moxley and Page.
on Moxley and Page, the second Texas Death is better than the first. The second one has a lot more meaning to it. There's a lot more at stake.
Yeah, there was.
The first one was violent as fuck though. But yes, we get that backstage interview from Moxley. Obviously, he says that he is going to show the people who Hangman Page is, and we're going to see what we get. Then goes to the ring. Will Ospreay, obviously in the ring with Tony Schiavone, says that Tony Khan did not know or even expect Will Ospreay to be there. Obviously, Will Ospreay asked for 5 minutes. Will
Do you think that's a
confirms.
suit?
Oh, that's legit. Yeah, he's definitely in pain. You can see it. He confirms he is aiming to be back for Forbidden Door, which is great because obviously Forbidden Door's in London.
That's
Question-
good and all, but if he can't get fully healthy by then, we don't need him. We need him fully healthy. Whether
Yeah.
that's at Forbidden
Agree.
Door or after Forbidden Door, he does not need to rush a neck or spinal injury.
I agree.
Oh, no, an Ospreay. I know an Ospreay, he probably would do that because he said he was hiding the injury from Tony Khan for a while. So he
Mhm.
probably would, unfortunately.
It is crazy, like the manner of it. Is 24 too old to start professional wrestling? Is a question is asked to you, but for me, I don't think it is.
I don't think it
But
is
it's
either.
No, I
I
don't.
would think your physique and your build and your ability to talk and command a crowd all go into that too, not just your age.
Logan Paul isn't in his 20s, and he's taken to it pretty well. Love him or hate him.
I agree. Let him take time out. I know obviously he wouldn't want to miss Forbidden Door, but he can miss one event.
Yeah, if he goes the rate he's going, he's not going to have that long of a career, unfortunately. He needs to eventually adapt more.
Yes, he does.
Like I want him to be healthy for sure. Like I care about obviously his health because he's a great talent.
It actually makes me glad that he wasn't the one to win it all in, because now he would have to forfeit that.
Imagine if you had to
Or drop
forfeit.
it very quickly.
That would be devastating to everybody.
It would have been horrible because then
After all of that,
yeah,
wait.
exactly.
'Cause I was the dumbass saying Will Ospreay was my pick to win it at All In from
In
January
hindsight, right?
from January until that wasn't a possibility. I was on the Ospreay train.
Yeah, I know you were. In hindsight, it's a relief.
Hopefully Pace doesn't get injured. I hope not.
I thought about what I said about the matches last night. I wouldn't expect Adam Page to be at the top of his game just 2 weeks off of a death match either. I don't want to be unfair about that. I'm sure he's still banged up.
Yeah.
Moxley recovered pretty quickly from his injuries. Like he hasn't got hardly any scratches on his face that I thought he'd have.
I'm Moxley is just simply indestructible. If I'm being honest, I think he's just indestructible.
He's like that orange rock character from the 4. You know, like the orange Hulk character from like the 4, the Marvelous 4, whatever it is.
Fantastic
Four. Yeah.
Are you comparing Moxley to the Thing?
Yeah. You're on about indestructible.
Fair enough. Obviously after the promo confirmed that he's going to take time off to recover. Swerve Strickland comes out. Obviously the crowd goes wild for that as well, which is really good. Tama Tonga is an absolute fool, but at one point he was part of a tag team that actually mattered. The Girls of Destiny, which is obviously...
Was he the person that missed the low blow?
Oh, yeah. It's because he doesn't know where his own dick is. But yeah, that happens. We get a short vignette about the...
Might have been castrated.
Potentially. There's a vignette for Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Thekla. They're now coming for AEW. They're going to take over the women's division. You know,
I was confused. I was confused why she was wearing a sock head.
Yeah, I actually like that they've now added Thekla into this group. It actually makes her a little bit more present, and it's also 3 good talents that can wrestle, they can do good promo work, and they're also got a little bit of a shock to them. I like this group.
That was a good introduction to them last night.
They did look unique. They did look unique.
Exactly. And then the first opponent for Thekla as a member of this new faction is Willow Nightingale. That actually is good continuity. We then obviously get a short segment from Ricochet and GOA, because he's not calling them Gorillas of... He's not calling them Gates of Agony. He's calling them just GOA now. And he said they're going to reinvest their $200K into aspirations of capturing gold. It'd be so funny if they have like a title belt of their own because they can't win anything. That would be funny.
And the benefit of this segment was, like I said before, it was short.
It was. Thekla's a different type of spice, like a spice that you can't keep up with. We got obviously another backstage segment. This is for Athena and Billy Starks. Billy Starks does the Athena promo, which is actually really good. Like, it's actually really good. Athena goes up to the balcony to watch the match.
When was the Hurt Syndicate promo with MJF, or we haven't gotten to that yet?
That's after this. That's that's following this. We still got to do. Still got to do this bit first. So obviously Billy Starks versus Timeless Tony Storm, really good match. I like the fact we had the roll up, but we didn't get the roll up win. But I like the fact that Tony Storm won with the crossface chicken wing. She's making it feel relevant again. Good chemistry between Tony Storm and Tony Starks. Billy Starks and Starks and Storm have good chemistry together. If you look at it, nah, he's crap. He is genuinely crap. I liked it. Good result, and I think they need to go away from the eliminator matches. I prefer good old fashioned number one contender matches, but again, it's just what they do.
Yeah, I thought the match was okay. To me, like I don't know if I'm being like too judgmental, but Billy Stark hasn't really like I watched the acclaimed Mercedes and Billy Stark match, and I wasn't that impressed by it. I actually watched it, and I thought it was just okay. I actually watched their match all the way through.
Okay.
And I watched this match to see. I mean, she's a competent worker, but I think the two matches that I've seen of her, I think she definitely do have some improvement.
I get where Maria's coming from as well. I think the thing for Billy Stark though is she's been in Ring of Honor for quite a while. She's had over 500 matches and she's only early 20s, which is mental. Like she's got a lot in her locker already, and I've said this before. I think having 500 matches before 21, 22 is scary. I think
because when I think of like the reason why I'm being a little bit harsh on her is because Leon Slater's similar to her age.
Oh yeah, he is. He's 20. He's 21.
He's 20, isn't he?
No, he's 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're both 21, but they're both very young. But they've got so much experience under their belt. But the problem is so much experience, and they've wrestled so many matches, but they're still taking a lot of bumps so fast, and it's not helpful. Athena's backstage promos are good, and I like the fact they teased the cash in, only to then change their mind and just beat the shit out of Tony Storm before Windsor comes out. Really like it. Obviously, that does tie into the fact that Alex Windsor will have a Ring of Honor World Title match on Collision against Athena. So I like the fact that there's more Athena on TV.
It'd be very weird if this ends her run on Collision.
I don't think it will. I don't know when she's going to lose a little bit. It won't be on an AEW television show. Again, we get the obvious. We've got the match between Hechicero and Swerve. Again, this match is going well. Like Swerve's counter techniques are so good, and Hechicero's a brilliant technician. But the fact is, it ends in a DQ.
I hated that. I didn't like it.
I didn't like it either. I would have preferred a clear-cut winner, but both of them are strong. Both of them are strong. Both of them are presented well, and then Okada just bitches Swerve. Bitches, yeah, proper bitched them with the Rainmaker. Loved it, and the steel chair.
I thought like the match.
Yeah, me too.
I thought the match was to me it was like I liked psychological wrestling, but I thought that this was very, very slow for me.
I think the way they done it was accurate. I think the way they done it
was
accurate.
The highlight of the match. The highlight of the match for me is probably when Hechicero countered the move into like flipped him or like for like I think he used his like thigh to lift him up into the air and into like a chokehold. The chicken win. That was the highlight of the match for me.
Yeah. I do think you've got good style. I think you've got good style contrast between the two of them. She's went with a lot of the top wrestlers already. Abu, I think if you put Billy Starks in the ring with Asuka or Vakura, it wouldn't be a bad match at all. But I think she still needs to get away from Athena. Like, not in the sense of Athena, it's a bad for her to be with Athena, but she needs to get away from Athena. Otherwise, she will completely be stuck by her and she'll never get a chance to be on her own. She really does need to. She really does need to try. Previously, after the so obviously we did have the altercation between MJF and Bobby Lashley earlier on. Lashley wants him out of the Hurt Syndicate.
This was very
M-
good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Segment.
What if
MJF,
it's all a ploy
I know.
and they
Great
don't really want him out?
I think MJF is going to cost them the belts versus FTR.
I'm not sure what's going on yet, really. But what if it's all a ploy just to make us think they want him out, and
That's possible.
then when he gets Hangman Page, there they are for him.
It's certainly possible. We'll find out. It's a great promo as well by MJF, saying
Yeah.
he doesn't need Lashley to get the world title back. I like that confidence in him. That's really good. And Mark Briscoe, of course, comes out and challenges MJF, and MJF's like, "Goodbye. I'm not interested in you." Claudio comes out. Not an excellent match, but it is a good back and forth collision between Briscoe and Castagnoli. Darby Allin appears, and then there's a roll up. Moxley
He
comes
does
out.
nothing.
Yep, Moxley comes out and just absolutely batters Mark Briscoe.
Where was
Did Darby even come
Darby
out?
Allin then?
Exactly. He was too busy. He was too busy having a shit. Adam Page comes out because obviously John Moxley's beating down Briscoe.
He was summoning his inner Sting.
This was a perfect promo by Moxley as well. If you look at it, he said that Hangman may have won the belt, but Hangman is not the champion. Like, he's dismissing the fact he's not the champion. I like that. That was good words from Moxley, and obviously Adam Page says, "I'm going to give you the rematch, but under my terms. This is how it's going to work. No one at ringside. Love it. Everyone's out of bounds." I really did like this. This was good work from the champ.
Imagine
Then he said,
imagine if
"Think about that."
Moxley.
Go
Imagine
ahead,
if
Glenn.
Moxley. Oh, thanks. Imagine if Moxley. Imagine if Ritualist and Moxley wins back the belt. I know it's not going to happen.
Nah, he won't. He won't. But we're in for something good though. Vince Russo is doing a podcast on Hulk Hogan right now. Of course he
Oh
is.
God,
I'm surprised I haven't got a notification on my Twitch for him.
bro, that.
So many bros, so little time.
You're probably going to talk about Bash at the Beats again.
To be honest, I don't know what to expect, but yeah.
Who is MJF's other faction? Maria is what I want to know.
I think Maria's right, and I can already guess one of them. Alex Hammerstone.
The faction that has Cody Rhodes in it.
Which former AEW champion is going to be revealed at SummerSlam? I'll tell you who it won't be. It won't be Moxley. It
Chris
won't
Jericho?
be. Jericho's under contract till the end of the year.
Okay.
Over a year? Yeah, under a year, did you say?
End of the year.
Oh, end of the year. Okay.
I think
Jericho seems to just call it a day after this run, pretty much.
if we're being honest, I genuinely think it's going to be Danhausen.
Really?
It'll be Danhausen or Wardlow. I don't know who else you could put in that thing. AEW are not going to give up one of their top stars. It could end up being
Wardlow. It's good to get rid of Wardlow. They're not doing anything with him. I think it's too late.
It could end up being someone else though. Like it could end up being, just for a joke, said to Abel last night, because me and Abel were talking about it. It could end up being Soraya.
Is he worth bringing back, for being honest?
For a woman, yeah. They are lacking
For a woman, but
they're lacking a heel right now in the women's division. Like they do lack.
I mean, like because Soraya wasn't really liked with the AEW fans, I don't think. Was she?
Well, she took out Britt Baker, so she was liked by me instantly. Because fuck Britt Baker. There's a lot of people that are showing genuine to Hogan. I've said my piece. I don't need to do much for him now.
His body's not even in the grave, and he's getting heat. Jeez.
There is actually a lot of people on Twitter saying, post-wise saying Black Twitter now that Hogan is dead, and they're actually doing like the graveyard gif thing. You know, the one where it's like the coffin with the black guys, and they're doing the dancing with the coffin.
Yeah.
I've seen a few people posting that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, sure.
I mean, I get the joke. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Obviously, a lot of people are going to have feeling about it.
Yeah. It's probably the most funny joke that I've heard from this, because most of them is just like, oh, fuck Hulk Hogan, and just mean spirited. But that's actually, that's clever. But
I don't think I would like Action Andretti and Leo Rush being a part of MJF's faction. For me, MJF's faction needs to be power guys.
they need to
one power guy and one cruiserweight guy would make sense. And MJF right there in the middle.
Where's Leo Rush? You could use him.
If Leo Rush abandoned Action Andretti and joined MJF, and Alex Hammerstone was ended up part of the group as well, I would take that. That would be cool. That would be. But yeah, good show. We got our rematch is announced for next week, which I absolutely will be watching. I wonder how much time they're going to give the world title rematch.
Holy smokes. And is it the main event, or is it, not to sound like Shivani, holy smokes.
Keep it PG.
But I wonder if that's going to be the main event, or if that's going to open the show for 30 minutes, or what.
I could do either. Probably main event.
Surely the main event. I mean, it's the world title. That's the main event.
Cope.
Main event with no ads. Confirm it's commercial free.
Nice.
I'll give you more ratings. Hopefully. No commercials.
That
might be a way to pop a rating.
I think they'll do well. Funny thing is, well, people were talking about Adam Copeland, how he doesn't draw a lot. Adam Copeland actually is consistently in the top segments for AEW as well. A lot of people are saying he doesn't draw, and I'm like, you're stupid. Josh Alexander should join MJF.
I mean, I think that would make him maybe stand out a bit more.
I would rather Josh Alexander just be on his own.
Yeah, that as well. Yes,
I do. I think MJF is cashing on Hangman, so do I. I'm just not sure if he'll be successful.
Oh, he'll be successful.
I think they should make him successful, because that would mean twice in a row, whereas the winners haven't won. Christian's
failed, but
you don't do that to somebody like MJF. Give them that opportunity, and then make him look like a jackass and not succeed.
But remember, MJF also had the cash in as well successfully the first time when he won the Dynamite one, the Casino Battle Royal. He won that.
Correct, and I didn't agree. I didn't agree with that either when he didn't win a championship out of that.
He beat Moxley.
He beat Moxley, but did he utilize that number one contendership?
Unfortunately, you're supposed to face Punk, and we know where that went.
Not really, because he had the title. Obviously, went to. They had the title because obviously Punk had to forfeit, and the title. Well, not actually. Well, we know why Punk had to forfeit, but
that would have been so good as well.
That's when Regal turned, correct?
Yeah, Regal turned on him. Yeah, and that was a great turn.
It was. It was great turn. It was a great turn that Dynamite too. MJF turned on Regal.
I wish Regal was still there. I wish Regal was still there.
William Regal should still be in the AEW regardless, because WWE will not use him wisely again anyway, which is horrible.
Why do you think he left?
His son. His son.
Oh, okay.
Like his son wasn't anywhere near AEW. I don't think his son was going to be a part of it. I don't know, but yeah, I think he wanted to just go back to being with his son, which I completely understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know his son was a factor in it, so that makes sense.
I'm not sure when we're going to get the cash in though. It is coming. I
I'm
don't know
not.
when they're gonna
I
do it.
hope it's Wrestle Dream in St. Louis. That would excite me very much.
I know for you for sure. I know it would for you.
And
Uh,
I just looked it up earlier. That is a pay-per-view. I wasn't sure that it was, but it is. So
Who is
that
Adam
makes
Page
it
going to
even
defend the
better.
belt against at Wrestle Dream? Or is
That
it
is
going to
true.
be a promotional match?
Say that again.
Is Adam Page going to defend the belt against someone, or is it going to be an promotional match?
He will defend it. I mean,
Yeah, I imagine so.
Wrestle Dream's not for another couple of months away anyway. So
Yeah, it's October.
yeah. Did anyone see Juice Robinson's interview with Renee? Juice Robinson's interviews are absolutely funny. Juice Robinson is absolutely brilliant, and he doesn't get enough flowers for what he can do. I mean, he is so underrated.
Yeah, he used to be a part of Thin Juice.
Yeah.
They've got completely different careers now.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Former TNA World Tag Team Champions.
So
Mm-hmm.
what was your guys' rating for the show last night? Mine,
I gave
I'll
it.
say mine was 6.5.
I'm going to be a bit more harsh. I'm going to say 5.
5.
I think for some payoffs that we got, plus the fact we've got announced world title rematch, I'm going to give it a 7.5.
Seven
But
and a half.
but there's some things that obviously detract. It's not an awful episode, but there's some
No, it's
things
not
that
awful.
there's some
It
things that
wasn't.
definitely need to improve on.
Yeah. I hope next week's better. I hope
Did
next week's better.
Yeah.
did no Young Bucks hurt the show?
I am going to say actually, not many will agree with this, but I actually think it did.
I do too. We didn't get no kind of jackassy segment or nothing.
Yeah, I would have liked it if they came back in like Reebok trainers. It's for absolute humor that they've lost their Nikes. Like they've lost their Nike sponsorship. Now they've got a Reebok sponsorship.
Yeah. The
Gosh,
old farts
damn
are
it.
gone.
I like
For
what they
now.
did. I liked what they did the week after, like the Dynamite after All In. I liked what they did for the Bucks.
How are we
Like,
ever going to financially recover from this?
exactly. I think they're brilliant. Like they have moments where they're like repetitive in some ways, but when they're actually on their game, they are brilliant, especially when they're mocking things.
They can the times that I've seen the Young Bucks, they are very
Yes,
they are quite very corny and
They
and
entertain me.
I honestly do not like Britt Baker. I mean, I saw her post that she did for Adam Cole, and I thought that was nice, but she's still a bitch. Like, it was a nice post. I'm not going to deny that. It was a nice post she did for Adam Cole. She's still a bitch. Some
that was a
things are
moment
just-
of good.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Anyway, we have gone 2 hours 54. I am going to go chill a bit because obviously we've got some wrestling tonight, some stuff to review tomorrow, which is going to be fun, and a few other things. But ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you to my guests this evening. Thank you to the chat as well. You were all brilliant. We're going to bounce out of here, and we shall see you again tomorrow.
All right.
So yeah,
Thanks for
thanks for
having
having
me.
me.
My pleasure. See you later, guys.
See ya.
See ya.